Lisa Leslie saying the quiet part out loud. Why can't these ladies make simple layups?
Have you noticed? On her own show, Lisa Leslie called out Angel Reese. The WNBA veteran told Reese directly that she needed to correct her mistakes, right on Reese's own show, not behind her back, nor through the media. Leslie cited missed layups as Angel's primary issue at the moment, and the statistics support this claim. Angel is only shooting 40% on two-pointers, which is completely destroying her league potential. Will Reese follow the legend's advice or continue to miss those simple baskets?
Getting better at her layups, right? That's what Lisa Leslie said, straight, point blank. Angel Reese, you want advice from me? You got to get better on your layups.
Angel Reese experienced what it would be like to have a WNBA great sit across from you and tell you outright that your layups are awful. Lisa Leslie didn't arrive on Reese's podcast with a standard guest script of kind words and gentle questions. No, the basketball legend surprised listeners with a brutally honest appraisal.
The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period. Like, we're going to fix that. Yeah. That's fixable for you. And I think that's probably the biggest. I think your shot from the outside is improving. I love that your ball handling is good. Your defense is improved.
The actual moment was astounding. One of the best centers to ever play the game, Lisa Leslie, was there, staring Angel Reese in the eye and telling her exactly what needed to be fixed. Without hesitation, Leslie said, "The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups." This wasn't a brief critique, mixed up with praise. It was portrayed as the main problem preventing Reese from realizing her full potential.
Game where she literally needs to put up like 300 shots a day. And I'm not kidding. Like 200 or 300 shots a day, and that's missed layups. She's 6'3" or 6'4", can't hit a layup to save her life. And literal videos have went mega viral of just her missing layups in games.
She must literally shoot 300 shots a day in the basketball game. And I'm not joking, 200 or 300 shots a day, including missed layups. She is either 6 feet 3 inches or 6 feet 4 inches. She is unable to make a layup to save her life, and footage of her missing layups in games have gone viral. The context is what adds even more significance to this interaction. While most podcast guests arrive prepared to boost the host's ego, offer a few jokes, and promote whatever project they're working on, Leslie turned Reese's own platform into an unplanned coaching session where she gave the kind of critique typically only given during private practice sessions. The criticism is given a completely new depth by the fact that this discussion took place in public, where thousands of fans could hear it.
But I tend to think this is a tiny bit embarrassment that someone that considers herself the face of the WNBA, the second biggest star in the WNBA, and she needs remedial work on shooting layups.
Leslie's evaluation is extremely significant due to her personality. When someone with that resume points out a deficiency in your game, you can't dismiss it as an opinion. This person is a 3-time WNBA MVP, a 4-time Olympic gold medalist, and a 2-time WNBA champion. It's similar to hearing Michael Jordan say that you need to improve your jump shot. You pay attention.
Let's give her credit for trying to evolve her game. We have to give her a little credit. I think she realizes my game is incomplete.
Leslie's framing of her criticism, which described Reese's layout issues as fixable, was especially telling. She offered hope while yet acknowledging the gravity of the situation. Saying this is a major problem, but I believe you can solve it is analogous to that. That strategy demonstrates how obvious the flaw is. It requires a basic talent to be rebuilt, not just a small technical tweak.
Because essentially, she got called out by one of the greatest WNBA players to ever do the thing, right? And literally got called out for missing layups. I mean, in fairness, Lisa Leslie was like, we're going to try to help you. But she literally calls her out for missing layups.
Don't, because she was basically reprimanded for missing layups by one of the best WNBA players ever. Lisa Leslie said, "We're going to try to help you," to be fair. However, she actually chastises her for failing to make layups. The way Angel Reese answered, or rather, didn't answer, is equally telling. She didn't become defensive or attempt to justify the criticism. More significantly, she included this interaction in the podcast's final cut, which demonstrates her self-awareness to the fullest. Most players would have been tempted to remove such a harsh comment, but Reese left it in place, indicating that she acknowledges Leslie's assessment's truth.
Wow. That is pretty embarrassing to have someone come on your podcast and as a professional basketball player, hey, what do you think I need to work on? Layup.
Whoa. It's somewhat awkward for someone to be on your program, and as a professional basketball player, what do you think I should improve on? Leslie's terrible truth bomb is supported by the numbers. This season, Reese's two-point shooting percentage is at 40%. A startlingly low number for a player who mostly plays in the paint. To put things in perspective, the majority of WNBA post players make at least half of their two-point shots, with the best ending at 55% or above. It is impossible to overlook an issue when your job is to score near the hoop and you miss 60% of your tries.
I'm going to authentically and seriously give Angel Reese credit because it's a podcast and it's her podcast. And if she wanted to edit that out, she could have.
Since it's a podcast and Angel Reese podcast, I'm going to give her credit in a genuine and serious way. Additionally, she could have edited that out if she had wanted to. Not only is Reese's 40% shooting percentage close to the basket depressing, but it's statistically disastrous. It becomes clear why Lisa Leslie was unable to be silent when you contrast her with someone like Aaliyah Boston, who is making 53% of her two-pointers. Perhaps the most perplexing riddle in women's basketball at the moment is what occurs when Angel puts the ball under the hoop.
And Mabry comes up with the board. Long pass, perfect to Reese. She was unable to get it in. And they play some beautiful basketball. Again, no Brianna Stewart today. Chicago's missed 7 straight shots.
That's off all screen, so she's not getting any easy look.
Reese, short.
To put this in context with regard to two-point efficiency, Angel Reese is at the very bottom of the WNBA's top 30 scorers list. We're not referring to a minor decline below average. She stands out in all the wrong ways when we discuss numbers. Even Tina Charles, who by today's standards isn't regarded as an elite finisher, is 7 percentage points better than Reese at 47% from two-point range.
Unfortunately, you got Angel Reese, 40% from two-point percent. 40% for Angel Reese. Tina Charles, 47%.
Bottom regretfully, you received 40% from 2 points for Angel Reese. 47% of Tina Charles. The fact that redominating the offensive glass is what makes the scenario so perplexing. She has a remarkable knack for positioning herself for rebounds, displaying hustle and great reflexes. But then an odd thing occurs, and those hard-won second chances frequently end in failure. She will seize an offensive board and have a distinct edge over defenders who are out of position, yet still miss a simple bucket.
Tina Charles shoots a little bit more middies, so I can see why her percentage isn't as high as where it should be, but Angel Reese shooting 40%? That's disastrous, folks. That's not good.
Seen Angel in transition, which is where the situation becomes even more puzzling. With her quickness and agility, she will outscore everyone on the floor, receive a flawless pass, and then clank the layup off the backboard. Defenders aren't all over her in these contested shoots. NBA players would be considering which dunk to attempt during these situations rather than if they would make the shot.
They don't practice nearly enough. Repetition, 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 repetition. They get into the league and they stop with the fundamentals. They get into the league and they think they've made it, and then they stop grinding.
They don't practice nearly enough, do they? Constant repetition, they cease with the fundamentals once they enter the league. After entering the league and believing they have succeeded, they quit working hard. The process of grinding missed opportunities aren't the main issue. It concerns what might be going through Angel's mind as she gets closer to the basket. Some basketball commentators have begun drawing parallels between her difficulties and the yips. That dreaded mental health condition in which athletes abruptly lose the capacity to execute basic abilities they have practiced hundreds of times. It's similar to a brain-body short circuit when mechanical breakdown results from overthinking.
I just don't know if it's fixable. This isn't Steve Sachs with problems with the yips.
You have to question whether there's more going on than just a technical error when you miss 4 straight wide-open layups, sometimes with no one around. Is she second-guessing herself, or is she rushing for a player with Reese's athletic gifts? Physically speaking, these misses simply don't make sense.
No, I think a technical flaw can be fixed, okay? The yips, I think, is much deep-seated mentally, where it's almost no over. I completely disagree with that.
No, I believe a technical issue can be resolved. All right, I believe that the yips is deeply ingrained in the mind, and it's practically non-existent. I absolutely disagree with that. What's even more amazing is that we're discussing a 6 feet 3 inches elite athlete who can outwork and outjump most opponents. Her rebounding stats demonstrate her exceptional timing and coordination, but when it comes to putting the ball in the hoop from close range, her coordination seems to vanish.
No way, there's no reason there should be a regression in your game once you get into the WNBA. Once you get into the W, then you literally have everything at your disposal. You call your trainers up, meet me at the gym. You call your coach up, meet me in the office. You call your teammates up, let's get together collectively and start working.
It's not only about shooting form here. It's incredible to shoot 40% when you're that close to the basket at that height and with that level of athleticism. Coaches of youth basketball anticipate higher percentages from middle schoolers. College athletes that have such bad two-point shooting typically don't get any professional playing time.